My name is Aji, and today I'm bringing you the 5th episode of our Road to Champion League series. In the last episode, games started to get really difficult, with almost every single fight being a real test. Part of that was due to the general skill level being a lot higher than before, but another major factor was because I'd been having horrible PC performance issues. Ever since the patch a month ago, I was getting constant FPS drops, issues with rendering, and my average FPS was 30 to 40 less than it used to be. And honestly, it was starting to drive me insane. Because of this, I decided to make some upgrades to my PC, as I bought a brand new CPU, SSD and RAM. So hopefully, not only will I see a huge improvement to my PC performance, but I'll also see an improvement to my in-game performance as well, which would push me closer to reaching Champion League. So, let's jump straight into the gameplay. With me still playing on my old PC in Game 1, I decided to play this game super passively. So after getting great loot and max materials, I decided to camp underneath my pyramid, seeing as I was still in the circle. A player does end up moving nearby, so at this point, I'm finding it really difficult to stop myself from going for him, especially with me having such good loot. But I figure that it's not worth the risk, as I'd rather get some easy placement points. This ends up being a good decision, as I end up getting points for coming top 25. And honestly, with how horrible my PC is running, there was no chance that I'd be winning any fights.
What is this? Oh my god, what the... Please.
I'm pretty sure a PS2 would run Fortnite better than this. Jesus. Despite these issues, it seems like the Fortnite gods were looking over me, as I was getting some unbelievable luck with the circle. It's not until there are only 10 other players left that I have to finally move, even though I am reluctant. I should really be focusing on getting to the circle, but once I connect with my RPG, all I want to do is finish off the kill, which thankfully doesn't take too long. I quickly launch to the circle, hoping that I don't get lasered in the air, but with my game running this horribly, I'm not feeling confident. Endgames are already stressful enough without the FPS drops. I've no idea how I was still alive, but I wasn't complaining. And when I see a player drop next to me, I figure this could be a great moment to get a free kill. No way. Did I really just do that? That didn't go smoothly, but you know what? I'll take it. I still got a few points. And that was the last time I'll be playing on that PC, as Game 2 is my first ever game played on my brand new PC, and I was excited as hell to be playing on it. And just look at that. I'm getting a stable 160 FPS. I know it's not like I'm playing in a really stacked endgame, but still, this is a million times better than before. So I go into my first fight of the match full of confidence, as I know that my PC will no longer be handicapping me. And although my attack is only tickling her, I'm eventually able to secure my first kill of the match. I spend the rest of the match looting up and getting materials, which means that I don't come into contact with any other players until there are only a few players left. Once again, I'm camped inside my builds, hoping that I'll be able to reach top 5 before I have to leave the safety of my box. But before I know it, I hear the sound of a player gliding at me, and they've heavy sniped my wall. And as it often goes in Arena, I find myself box fighting this player. I go for a quick edit, but she's ready for me, and rips off all of my shield. She keeps up the pressure, using the rapid fire SMG to slip through my builds, and my failed edit really costs me.
Oh.
The next game, I land at the beach huts, and thankfully, it's uncontested. I get a big shield early on, and in this situation, I'll always wait to find minis before putting on a big shield, unless there are other players nearby, which is why I wait before putting it on.
Oh.
let's forget that happened. In Game 4, I was hoping to avoid all players until I'd at least gotten the placement points to cover my bus fare. However, as I'm heading to the circle, I'm forced into a fight. I really don't want to waste my materials, and build fighting this player would do exactly that, so I attempt to play low ground. But this player is taking way too long to do anything, and the storm is closing in, so I've got to ramp up the aggression and get this fight over with. This guy's playing super weird. They're just sitting there. Just fight me already. I decide to drop to the floor and knock the player down, but they follow me, and suddenly I'm under a lot of pressure. My lack of shield is a real concern, and with me almost completely out of materials, I've got to play this tactically, but I'm quickly reminded why I generally prefer to use tacs, as my aim with the pump is severely lacking. Since they removed the slurp truck from my favourite drop spot, I've been testing out new places to land, such as this one, although I still needed to work on my landing. The player contesting me goes for the chest on the ground floor, which is a poor decision, as there are 2 chests in the basement, including a special one. I figure that my opponent only has a burst, so with me having a much better weapon, I decide to go for a shoot off, even though it goes way too close for my liking.
Oh my god.
I'm able to get plenty of placement points in Game 5, which gives me the freedom to play more aggressively during the endgame. However, it's always a risk when you push players during this part of the game, as you're likely to attract attention from other players. So when I start getting bombarded by RPGs, I quickly regret my decision, as I'm forced to burn through a lot of my materials. A much safer option when going for kills during the endgame is to box fight players, with it using less materials and making you less of an easy target. And although I did manage to connect with my shotgun there, it's not enough for me to push into his box. When you don't have any mobility, it's common for players to shoot at you whilst you run to the circle. One player shooting at you is bad enough, but once you've got multiple players starting to shoot at you, you're going to burn through your materials incredibly quickly. So when I see a launch pad nearby, I'm forced to go for it.
Oh, come on.
If I'm being honest, I was really expecting to do a lot better, seeing as I was playing on a much better PC now, but I really couldn't catch a break. Nothing was going right, and really, Game 6 was the perfect example of this, as despite finally breaking this player's shield after a lengthy build battle, the fight reaches an interesting conclusion.
How have I not got... Oh no.
As frustrating as that was, I only had myself to blame. You can't afford to be building high into the sky like that, especially with glider redeploy not being in the game now, as you're always likely to be knocked down if a third party sees you, not to mention that it's a waste of materials. So I'll hold my hands up for that death, but I think it was fair to say that I was starting to become a little bit frustrated.
Oh.
In Game 8, I decided to go back to my happy place, the place where I'd seen a lot of success during this series. The Orchard. I needed a good game, not just because I needed the points, but because I needed it for my morale. I was at full tilt at this point. It's a good thing that I don't stream, so I was really happy that I was able to laser this player, as starting off the match with a kill is the perfect way to start a match. However, to my absolute shock, it doesn't go simply as I expected, as my opponent starts to defend themselves better, and despite me getting them weak, another player arrives and steals my kill. I was determined to take out my frustration on the player that stole my kill, but once again, I get hit by a curveball, or should I say a C4,
Oh, fuck you.
and it doesn't get any better.
Oh my fucking god.
What a disaster. A smart person would have admitted that they were too tilted to keep on playing, and maybe taken a break, gone to stretch the legs, maybe had something to eat. But I am not a smart person, so I went straight into the next game, and despite landing at my favourite drop of the last episode, I'm rewarded with the worst possible loot from this special chest. And what makes matters worse is that I'm not alone, but I'm in no position to be fighting with this loot. So I spend the next couple minutes looting up until I feel ready to fight. I push closer, ready to work a shooting angle, until...
Oh my fucking god.
I thought FaZe Jarvis was banned from Fortnite. Okay, maybe it wasn't Jarvis, but either way, he was here to ruin my game.
Oh my. Oh.
These games really brought to attention just how good the players are that win games in Champions League. Like if you watch people like Bugger or Tfue or any of the other top players, they're all able to push pretty much any fight they see when playing in Arena, and they win matches with ease. Whereas I'm struggling just to get a kill, and I'm only in Division 6. Like, I've not even got a kill in the last 4 games. How has this happened? At this point, ending the episode on a win is about as likely as me becoming a YouTube partner. At best, all I can hope for is to come out of the match with a few points and maybe even a kill. Although with my form at rock bottom, I'm reluctant as hell to get into this fight. And it wouldn't be an arena fight if it didn't include multiple players third partying us. But with me going so long without getting a kill, I think it's fair to say that I was desperate to get this kill. So I kept on pressuring the player, and I wouldn't let up, despite RPGs coming in my direction. I might have gotten that kill, but there wasn't any time to take my foot off the gas, as the fight was far from over. He might have been pressuring me aggressively, but I wasn't too worried, as I had minis and a Slurpfish, both of which I could put on incredibly quickly. Not that it mattered too much, as for some reason, he ended up leaving me alone. For the first time in what seems like forever, I'm able to reach top 25. So with me getting points for placement, as well as the kill, I was actually having my best game for quite a while. How tragic. I can't believe I'm saying that. By now, my main aim is to get into a good position in the circle, and hopefully get closer to max materials, as I need way more wood and brick. However, Fortnite is rarely so simple, as a player launches at me.
Oh, come on.
I don't really fancy this fight. There's way too many players nearby that I would love to get involved, meaning that I need to get this over and done with pretty quickly. My opponent turtles up, so I take his wall before going for the Mongrel Classic.
Oh my god.
That pretty much sums up the episode. So that's the end of the 10 games. We started the episode in Division 6 with 3,530 points, and we've ended the episode once again still in Division 6 with 3,800 points. So despite upgrading my PC, the plateau is very much still in full force, as it's not made a whole lot of difference, even though the game certainly runs a lot better now. And I think this episode perfectly showcases just how important the mental aspects of gaming are, because quite a few times I'd make the wrong decision, which led to my death, which in turn caused me to fully tilt and lose focus. You can be playing on the best PC out there, be on 0 ping, and have the best mechanics in the world, but if you lose your head, then you're simply not going to do well. Granted, I do think that the players were generally really good, but I know that I could have done a lot better. So if I'm going to make it to Champion League, then I'll need to improve significantly, because at this rate, I might not even make it to Division 7. So in the next episode, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, in an attempt to push closer to our goal. And I think a lot of you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So, what do you do when you find yourself starting to tilt? Clearly, it's something that I need to work on, so please, let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you want to support me as a content creator, then feel free to use my creator code, which is on the screen now. So anytime you buy something in the item shop and use my code, it will go directly towards supporting the channel, which would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, thank you for watching, And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more. And I'll see you next time for another video. Goodbye.